It's time for another episode of basic terms you're going to need to know if you watch my channel, especially if you don't have a background in farm animals. This time though, we're going to cows. So the first couple of episodes, we talked about things in regards to horses. And now, because it's calving season, let's talk about 10 basic terms, 10 of just cow terms you're going to hear me say all the time and you might not know. So, number 1, cow. Now, the term cow refers to a fully adult female bovine, okay? And that could be whether they are used for milking or beef, whatever. It's that they're fully adult and that they're female. For us, it means that they've had more than one baby as well. So what we refer to as an adolescent female cow who has had less than one baby, or like she's just having her first baby. This young lady right here, she's young. This is what we refer to as a heifer. So a heifer is going to be an adolescent female cow. So we have kind of both of those examples right here. This little girl, because she's having her first calf next year, she is a heifer. These ladies over here, they've each had a couple of calves each, I believe. They are cows. Hi, sweet darling. Hi, you're a pretty heifer. Yeah, you are. Next is bull. So you'll have to look through here, right here, but this is Sugar Daddy, one of our bulls. A bull is just an uncastrated male bovine. So kind of not even with age, because if a calf is born, it's a bull calf. If it's a yearling bull, it's still a bull. So as long as they are uncastrated, so they are still intact, they can breed, they are a bull. Which then brings me to another term, which is a castrated male bovine. So we don't actually have any steers at the moment for me to just show you, but generally when you castrate a male bovine, it is in order to show it and then for it to become beef. So right now we don't have any at the moment, but generally a steer is going to have a higher fat content and they're going to have better marbling than a bull. Bulls are going to have a lot more testosterone, they're going to have a lot more muscle on their body, and some people think once they have bred that their meat gets a little tougher and might not be as high of quality. At any age, if you castrate the calf when it is young, or if you wait until it's older, whenever that bovine, that male bovine is castrated, they turn into a steer. Another term you're going to hear on my page that we refer to both of our bulls, both Justice and Sugar Daddy, is cleanup bull. So we artificially inseminate a lot of our cows, most of our cows actually. But then after we've artificially inseminated them, we turn them out with our cleanup bulls 2 weeks later. So basically, if their artificial insemination doesn't take and they don't get pregnant, then either Justice or Sugar Daddy will breed them, and hopefully they take with that. And we will generally know the parentage based off of their due date. Now, we will have to DNA test to register, so that all gets cleared up in the end, but they basically clean up the ladies who are left over after artificial insemination. Hello, look at that little fella. Next term is calf. That's Newman. He's a very cute boy. So a calf is an adolescent bovine. So we will call a calf basically until they're a yearling. But right now all these calves are on their mama's side. They are still nursing. So basically from the time they are born until they turn a year old, they are referred to as a calf. Newman here is a bull calf because he's a bull. But then there's some other ones in here, like I believe that little lady right there. I think that's Nikki. I can't tell. She's very eagerly eating. She's a heifer calf because she is an adolescent female bovine calf. So she's a heifer calf, he's a bull calf. They're all calves. Two other terms, because I get a lot of questions about what kind of cows we have. So whether it's beef or dairy. So let's talk about beef cattle. There are certain breeds that are definitely used as beef cattle only. Angus is really a popular breed for beef cattle. Simmental, we'll talk about that in a second, is popularly a beef cattle. There's lots of different breeds. So beef cattle are breeds of bovine that are used for their beef. They are raised in order to be humanly consumed for their beef. Dairy cattle, so Holstein, Jersey, there's lots of different breeds of dairy cattle. They are bred to produce more milk. They might not be as hefty in beef on their body. While they still could be used as beef, they are bred for milking. So they are going to have larger udders, they are going to have a higher milk production, and they are milked. So they will have usually a different disposition. They are bred to be handled by humans a little bit more. While we do like, good temperaments in our beef cattle, it's a little bit more important for dairy cattle to be easily handleable, to be milked daily. And so dairy cattle are a breed of bovine that are solely used for milking and producing milk for human consumption. These babies back here are too cute, so they're going to be my background. But a term you might hear me use talking about our own cattle herd is the term seed stock. Seed stock refers to stock. So when you refer to a big group of livestock, you just call them stock. And so our stock, we generally are breeding them to be parts of other people's herds. So we are breeding for not necessarily meat in the short term, because we have beef cattle. So a lot of our heifer calves, they're going to be sold to other farms to be mama cows. A lot of our bull calves are going to be sold to other farms to be their herd bull. So they're going to be used for breeding versus consumption in the short term. You're always going for better genetics for, in the grand scheme of things, to produce a healthier, better quality animal that will lead to better quality beef. But in our scheme of things, generally our stock are being sold as, so it's seed stock because it's like, that's what you start your herd with, right? The seed that is planted as like your herd, that's what you're growing. And so it's mostly for other people's herds to grow from. All right, I might be squinting for this last one, but I wanted to come down to all these mamas because these are our expectant mamas due. They are all Simmental. Some of our recip cows aren't. We can get into that another time. But the breed of cattle that we breed for is called the Simmental breed. It is a Swiss breed, came over from Europe, and it was originally a dual purpose breed. So they were meant to be a breed of cattle that had good beef quality, to be a meat cow, but also could be a dairy cow. So it was a dual purpose breed that was brought over to America and has since been crossed with Angus quite a bit. So while a lot of our cattle are considered full-blooded Simmental, you'll notice they are black. They are not the original like red and white light-colored Simmental from over in Europe, and that is because of even generations back being crossed with breeds like Angus that definitely enhances their beef quality and their beef output. They're generally looked at in the United States as a beef breed, and that is what we breed them to be. But they originated in Europe as a dual purpose breed, and now they are what I would consider a very close, I wouldn't say sibling to Angus, but they are known for a little bit more docility in their temperament. They are still a very, very good beef production cattle. They are still really hardy. Their build is slightly different to Angus, but we love them. We love working with them. They generally are better temperamented, and we think that they are really good mamas. They are just a really, really good cow to have in your beef herd. So that's the Simmental breed. If you have anything to add on that, please let us know in the comments. If there are any other terms you want me to go over with, not even just cattle, but if there are terms within my videos that you would like for me to make a video about, please let me know in the comments. If you haven't already, go check out the KVS merch store. Right now we have Thanksgiving and Halloween stuff in there, but we're constantly changing and adding more things. And again, just let me know what more you want to see, and I hope this gave some clarification on some of the cow videos for you.